What do we need? Rest space level 3. We need to get level 2 first. Generator and heating. Both of those. Heating. Do we have that yet? Surely. We need that. Dry fuel. Generator. And security. Okay. I think we go to shoreline. First off the bat. There's a lot of loot to be had there, so a lot of people don't run those places. They always go to the middle of the map, so if we can get to the mining encampment or where the tanks are, I think we'll be good. I need a grenade case because I need that like C4 and I need dry fuel. C4 dry fuel. That's what we're looking for. Let's go. C4 dry fuel. I don't think we have a backpack, do we? We do. Oh, jeez. What is this? Pump action. Okay, we're aiming at the legs, that's for sure. Surely get this under 2 minutes. Surely. Delicious. That's under 2 minutes. Ooh. Is that a minute 30? Oh, I thought that was a minute 30. That was close. Under 2 minutes. We got some good. We got a grizzly already. $150 ping. And we are nowhere near where we need to be. We got a grizzly. I'm lagging like fuck. Holy shit, what are my frames? Nuts, dude. Everything. Okay. Screen mode, not borderless. It's full screen. Yeah, there we go. Save that. Resume. Is that why I was lagging? Yeah, that's why I was lagging. Holy shit. Right, full beard and everything. Yeah, no one's gonna have looted this safe in here, so... Got ruined road to customs. East Wing Gym. Did it. There we go. Let's go. Easy money. No one loses this. No one loses. Yeah. What do we got? Got something good. Ooh, nice. Not what I wanted. MPX. What's that? I'll take that. Yep. Easy money. Oh, I'm gonna fit that. Oof. Yeah, right. Yep. 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 Get the other one. Oh, why am I getting stuck there? Ears. Oof. That might be worth something, eh? Is that 3? Oh, that's probably worth nothing. G-Shock. That's a nice one though, isn't it? Yeah. Is there anything on here? Oh, fuck. Ooh, fuck, that hurt. How did I not jump over that? That was crazy. Okay. Let's not do that again. There we go. I could have checked those other spawns, but... yeah, no, we're gonna... hit these caches up. Oh, this is the island as well. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll hit the cache and that, and then go to the island. And then leave. What are our tasks? No, I don't have them here, but... Wonder if it's not there. Yeah, I guess it's not there. We'll hit this house up. Might get one in here. What's this? Ooh, damn. Guess we don't really need any of this yet. I don't technically even need the grizzly, really. Yeah. No shooting at all this raid, so I think we'll be relatively safe. I've never checked any of these inside for loot though, so maybe I'll just do that now and see what the go is. You get anything in these? Hmm. There we go. Maybe not. Just check anyway. Why not? Okay, that is some fuel. So that's a fuel spawn. It's news to me. Fuel. There we go. Nice, good fuel spawn there. Maybe it's a technical. Oh, can't get over that. Yeah, little things you learn every day in Tarkov, eh? Just the little things. What's over here? Oh. Love a bigger backpack, but nope. Only a cache there. There's definitely someone shooting. Or it's sniper scav. Someone's already looted this. God damn it. Okay. I do need that. Yeah, right. And sometimes there can be stuff. Sometimes there can be stuff. Oh yeah, what's this? Oh yeah. And yeah. Okay, should be good. Okay, can't get over that. Can't parkour that. Hey. No, I don't know if I'll be playing full wipe, but we will see. 463 hours on the main to get to max covert, so that's going to be a while. But I do need library before I get there, because that will make it 30% faster. At least for some of it.
Ну, начало дня уже неплохое.
I guess it's time to get those tasks complete. Oh, I did get some stuff. Jeez, I got all my stuff back. Jeez. Okay. We are not poor right now. Flechette, right? We'll take one of those just in case. $100? Yeah. Yeah, we good. Customs. Limit scavs on customs. Yeah, may as well go do that. I need to kill 4 more. Go that covert. Go get all that technical loot. What do we need? We need C4. So that's from grenade cases. And we need C4 dry fuel. This should be, I think this should be the build. This is definitely the build. I should be saving this. Gas welder. Normally it's sub 3. Should be sub 3. Here we go. Now we don't need to fight anyone, but we just need to not die. Not die. Get 4 scavs. Oh, I probably have Taster. Yeah, great. Start off with that 3.5 minutes of Covert. Definitely big red. The bag. Gotta remember why we're here. I wonder what's in there. I don't think I've ever been in there. I've got to go through the entire map. Old gas or dorms. It does say death on there. What's that? Is that a... Okay. So there is technical... Oh, grenade case. Okay. Yeah, I did not even know. Come on, C4. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Okay, so this building actually has loot in it. Yep. Locked. Locked. Looks lovely. That doesn't sound too far away, but that could be at RUAF. I'm not sure. Am I getting debuffed yet? I'm getting debuffed yet. 2.44. Okay. Oh, jacket. That's a scav. Defuel. That's huge. It's probably worth getting out. Just for that. That's another one that I need, eh? It's a pretty slow way to play, but it gets you the loot, right? Wonder if these have better chance just because they're locked behind a door. Any wires? Yeah. Looks like those. just a safe, is it? Okay. Someone already taken dorms? No. I should probably go to gold gas though. How many does he take? Jesus. I missed a few there. That's a really good one, I think, yeah. Oh. Who's this call? What now? What is up? Just in raid at the moment. I'm just recording as well.
Alright, I need to set up my audio devices. So that's why I'm calling you now.
Oh, you buy some new stuff, did you?
No, I'm... no, I have... I'm setting up Debian as my primary operating system.
What is that?
It's a version of Linux. It's one of the older... I don't know how to describe it. It's like a very stable, long time running version of Linux.
Yeah, right.
Debian is what Ubuntu is built on top of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Debian and Debian-based operating systems account for probably a third to a half of all Linux installations.
So is that what is in the Teslas as well? So I think they're Linux based.
Let's have a look. Tesla OS. Alright, so they don't tell you exactly, but some absolute cooked unit has flashed the ROM and booted it on some x86 architecture because he's a nut job. People suspect it's a version of QNX. Commercial Unix-like real-time operating system, primarily for embedded systems. Yeah, they're using some weird proprietary embedded systems version of Linux, most likely. That is Unix-like, so calling it Linux is a stretch. It'd be much more bare
Oh, okay.
bones.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it'd be very, very bare bones, or likely. No one really knows. They don't tell anyone. They just say they use Linux in part of it, but don't really explain what. But QNX is like... This stuff is all designed to run on microprocessors in like a very specific capacity, so they can be like extremely optimized and just cut out all of the standard operating system-y things that like a computer OS needs, and so it can become very far away from what you would call an operating system for a computer.
Yeah, right.
It's like hyper specialized for running on the physical hardware, so it's all like at a hardware level, very, very, very basic, just to do what its explicit function requires. And from there, they'll spin up all, like, I'm sure using this thing, they end up spinning up all kinds of modern processors, like web connections and stuff in different ways, but yeah, can't really call it Linux. They call it Linux, technically you can call it Linux, but
Yep.
it's an embedded system in my mind. And people do entire degrees on embedded systems, it's a whole thing.
Yucky.
Embedded meaning like the whole system runs on the chip, like, so you just have it like, and they're like embedded in industrial settings and like within vehicles.
Yeah, because it's so small, you can do that.
Yeah, you just package all of the software that'll ever need to run gets packaged on the one chip, often in ROM, read-only memory, so it can't even be written to. And I'll have some other flash storage for writing. Also, I finally got this second monitor set up with my dock because I got a DisplayPort HDMI cable, but this monitor with that dock just cannot handle running at 1440p. It just shits itself. I don't know. Sorry.
What does?
Monitors. I've got two monitors.
Yeah.
They're both 1440p's. One of them's bigger than the other.
Yep.
The smaller one, it's not much smaller. It's a 27 or something or 28 instead of a 31 or whatever it is that I've got.
Yep.
When I run it on DisplayPort, which I run off my main computer, that's totally fine. Runs 1440p at 100 and whatever hertz. It's pretty decent monitor from back in the day. And then when I run it on HDMI, no matter what I seem to do, it just will not output, or will not let me display anything higher than 1080p. And it should. I've looked at all the specs for the monitor. It's full HDMI 2.0. Like, it supports 1440p at 60 hertz. And I don't know why it doesn't work. I think it could be the dock is trash. I can't test with my gaming PC because the gaming PC is just full DisplayPort.
Yeah, so they gave me that $40 back for that hard drive.
Nice, yeah, no. You always got to run that shit on your what seemed like good deals from China because they were fucking scam artists.
But Timu were like, okay, yeah, insta refund. I was like, okay, cool.
Just be aware, like, don't use it for anything, even though you think it's a 50 gig drive, it's actually still probably not a 50 gig drive. Like, so it says it's 50 gig, yeah, sure, it probably is. It's like in terms of space. But what it will have is firmware in the memory controller of the drive itself, where when you store data to it, instead of storing the data, it'll just store all the metadata in the file structure.
Yeah. I first
And so
noticed.
it shows like the data is there, it pretends like the data is there, but the data is not actually there at all.
Yeah, I first.
Even if there is enough space.
I first noticed it, and that's why I messaged you about it. I thought you might have something to say about it, and when even after error correcting it and things like that, all my recordings and things started like being corrupted. Like no matter how big the recording is, and it would actually say
and
like
saving it to that drive, were you?
yeah, because the speed. It's funny. The speed for the drive is actually still fairly fast. The drive is like a fast drive, because that was the problem with my old one. If I was recording too high and streaming and simultaneously putting it into that drive, the drive couldn't keep up.
Yeah, okay.
And this one was fine. And like the files was going, okay, like cool. It reached a certain point, it would do like a few videos, and then all of a sudden every file after that corrupted. I was like, oh, well, that's fucking annoying. But it would still say like, 7 gig file corrupted or something like that.
It just pretends. It just puts metadata there and pretends like there's files there, and it's like.
Yeah,
there's not really anything you can do to turn it into a safe storage, even for that 50 gig, because you never know if it's just lying about whether it wrote the data to the disk or not.
Yeah.
Even if it had space, there's a chance it will still lie to you, because it's preempting the fact that it might run out of space.
Yeah, okay.
Eventually. So I would literally never store anything on it, even if you think it's like only a 1 gig file you're putting on there. It's totally possible it never writes the 1 gig file to memory.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And it's the firmware on the actual memory controller of the hard drive, so there's like literally nothing you can do about it. You can't rewrite that. It's in ROM on a chip. It's an embedded system.
Yay.
Yeah, so.
Which I bought from China.
It's just landfill, so yeah.
Chuck it in the bin.
Yep.
Nice. $40 landfill, baby.
It's really unfortunate. I always like to repurpose any technology I can, but there's like literally no way you can know what the fuck the firmware on that thing is doing, and you've already seen it lie to you about writing files, and yeah, I just wouldn't trust it with any data at all.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. Just need to. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Can't even use it for 50 gig. Fuck.
So the first Roadster basically used a fork of Ubuntu, which is Debian. But yeah, now they've developed their own Unix-like automotive grade Linux, they call it, which is like QNX style fucking. Yeah, they ran on Debian at some point, mate.
Nice.
The joke basically used to always be that Ubuntu was just for people who couldn't work out how to install Debian, because back in the day installing Debian was a big fucker and you could only do it with command line.
Right. But why now? Why have you decided to do it now?
So Windows 10 goes end of life this in October.
Yeah, right. So you have to go to Windows 11?
Yeah, literally required to go to Windows 11. Are you on Windows 10 or 11?
I'm on 10.
Okay, I'll help you with the process of going to 11. So my motherboard only has TPM version 1.2. TPM is like a physical chip on the motherboard that stores encryption keys in a secure way. And basically it's used to encrypt and decrypt important portions of your hard drive. And specifically, it can be used by things like BitLocker to encrypt your entire drive, and it will also always encrypt like certain boot sectors of drives. Now, TPM 1.2 uses an encryption algorithm that is going to reach the end of its life eventually. it's an encryption algorithm where it will eventually be mathematically broken. This has happened already with previous encryption algorithms, just over time. And so we need to move to a much stronger one. So that's where TPM 2.0 comes in. TPM 2.0 is the standard. It's been in computers now for quite some time in most motherboards. Unfortunately, the CPU that I've got, an i7-8700K, does not support TPM 2.0. Well, specifically, it doesn't support a chipset that supports TPM 2.0. So, in order to install Windows 11, I would need to upgrade my CPU and my motherboard, and by doing so, I would probably be required to buy a motherboard that only supports DDR5 RAM, which means I'd also need to buy new RAM.
Yeah.
So going to Windows 11 for me means replacing most of the computer.
Yeah.
There are ways around it.
I mean,
Although-
surely you could get something cheap along those lines, right?
Possibly, but the i7-8700K is like a very performant CPU. Despite being on old architecture, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So it's like, for everything I do, it's an ideal CPU in many ways. Like, yeah, the power draw is really high compared to like a modern computer, but I don't use it often enough.
Why don't you just get like a cheap
For them to really be
Ryzen
concerned.
one?
Yeah, but it's just something I don't really want to be. I don't want to spend any amount of money. I
Yeah.
have a working computer, and just because Microsoft have decided to deprecate support for an old TPM version, just
Yeah.
allow me to run without TPM, dude. Or with a downgraded version. Like, I totally don't care. You should allow a system administrator, in my opinion, to have that kind of control. Because like, no one is coming here and doing a boot injection on my fucking computer. It's not happening.
What does that mean?
Like, so the way that you can abuse something like TPM 1.2 instead of TPM 2.0 is you could physically come to the device, and while it's in the middle of doing a boot procedure, you can try and inject commands into the device. You could do this in a few ways. Depending on if like the BIOS is locked, it gets really hard, because then if the BIOS is locked behind some kind of encryption key, then you need to be like soldering shit onto certain parts of the motherboard and running like like oscilloscopes and shit to measure the packets and stuff. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's just turbo nerd shit. So it's like, yeah, technically TPM 1.2 can be broken, but it's like they got to come and break my computer on boot. Like,
yeah, perform surgery on my computer while it's in my room.
What the fuck are you talking about? And so, but Microsoft require it for Windows 11 because they can. So go fuck yourself. It's basically the reason they do stuff like this is to make them more money, because like they sell shitloads of products to the enterprise space.
Yeah.
And so if they can just do this, they can just like invalidate some old fleet of computers that IT teams have been keeping up and running for a long time. And they just be like, yeah, nah, you just can't use these in a secure manner anymore. You need to replace all your computers, get scammed. By the way, Microsoft Surface, really good price.
Do I want it?
No, that's what I mean. That's what Microsoft's like. They're like, yeah, no, you can't use Windows 10 anymore. You can't use the old computer for Windows 11, but you can buy a Microsoft Surface for $2,000. Good deal.
Oh, it's like not a good deal. What you're saying?
In my opinion, no. Especially the new Microsoft Surfaces. Like, I actually don't hate the one I've got. The one I've got's actually quite powerful. Gets hot as fuck, but like, what do you expect for some unibody piece of shit? Aluminium ass fucking computer. But it's like super powerful. It's good for a workstation laptop, but the new ones have all got ARM CPUs. Like the latest. I've got the last generation before they went to ARM CPUs for my work computer. And bro, you don't want an ARM CPU for your fucking computer. That shit's for your phone. Like, an ARM CPU is like way less powerful than an x86 type CPU, which is like all desktop standard computer processors. ARM is like mobile, and yeah, they're putting these things in laptops now. It's like, bleh. Yeah, your laptop lasts for 3 days. Bleh. It's like, yeah, but it fucking it doesn't do shit. So yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm going to Debian, man, because I can't get Windows like. Well, like I was saying, there are hacky ways around the Windows 10 or Windows 11 TPM requirement, blah blah blah. And just last week or the week before, Microsoft released a statement basically saying, "Look, guys, I would like you need to not do that because it's going to become a big problem, and we're not gonna be able to we're changing things and it's not going to work, and it's bad."
Yeah.
So, but Microsoft basically told everyone, "Look, you guys probably shouldn't do that. It's going to cause some problems." Apparently, according to Business Daddy.
Mate, he just wants you to download more vaccines, bro.
Business Daddy just wants me to spend more money. It's fun.
Not a fan of Business Daddy.
Nah, Business Daddy is kind of like, trying to scam us, bro. It's a bit dog shit, but
So, like, am I going to lose the ability to use Windows 10
in
at some
October,
point?
yep. Has your computer not been yelling at you about it yet?
Oh yeah, it's been telling me to try and download it. Like,
It's been
a
telling you
lot.
to go to Windows 11 now for a while. Gives you randomly like full screen fucking pop-ups for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, I don't. Normally, when you first,
that's because as of October, so there'll be a bit of time, but as of October, they'll stop releasing security updates. At the moment, every time there's like somebody reports a security vulnerability with the operating system, Windows, like Microsoft goes and looks into it and verifies it, and then releases a patch for it. They will stop doing that as of October.
yeah,
And it won't even be that they will stop releasing the updates. They'll stop investigating reports as well. So, there's just going to be pretty much nobody releasing any kind of security updates for Windows 10
Yeah.
anymore. They have got an extended support period for very specific enterprise versions of Windows 10, but you won't be able to get that. You'll need to be an enterprise customer. So yeah, you need to go to 11. Now, your computer is like fully supports it, so it's totally Bing chilling, but yeah, it's kind of sucks for me. It means I can't play Riot video games anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, because Riot Vanguard is not supported in Linux.
Oh, so you just can't play Riot games?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Riot Vanguard, bro. Balanced. It's too OP.
It is actually.
Let me see if I can find if anyone's found any hacks for this shit.
But surely, like,
Basically,
you'd upgrade eventually anyway.
all the stuff for it wants to run kernel level like ring 0 anti-cheat. Like Linux is just, even the root user of Linux isn't ring 0, so it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that like Linux doesn't let things get that close to the kernel, unfortunately.
Colonel Sanders, mate.
You know what I could probably do? There's probably some retarded way to install macOS.
Why'd you want to do that?
I could probably find a way to install macOS as like on one of my other disks. One of my other SSDs, the one that Windows is on now. I'll probably just replace that with macOS maybe. Let me get into League of Legends now.
You can play Riot.
Riot?
So you just like completely off Windows then, okay?
I've still got my Windows drive sitting there. Like, it's not my primary at the moment. But, because there's some stuff I'm still configuring. Like, I'm getting everything set up. But when I play games, I've still been mostly playing games on my Windows computer because everything's installed.
Yeah.
But I'm getting things installed. So the reason I decided it's okay to go to Linux, I think, is because of Steam, or Valve. the Steam Deck has been a huge boon to Linux video gaming. So, only some games are supported on Steam. You go have a look, like at games on Linux. I look in my library. It's like available on. It'll be like Windows, Windows and Mac, Windows and Mac, and every now and then it's like, oh, install this one's available, kind of thing. So Steam, because of the Steam Deck, which is running a version of Linux.
Yeah.
It's called SteamOS, I believe. Is Arch Linux based, so it's actually not Debian based, interestingly enough.
Arch Linux.
Arch Linux. Arch is the Turbo Nerd version of Linux.
Even more.
Arch and Manjaro are like I piss in a bottle Linux. That's hectic. What do you expect from a bunch of sweaty game developers though? Good on them.
Gaben.
And so
Gaben
pissing in bottles, bro. That's exactly that.
He probably started off pissing in bottles. Yep.
Probably did. And they're like, fuck yeah, Linux is cool. After having pissed in loads of bottles. So they've had to develop heaps and heaps of compatibility, like driver stuff, all kinds of like improvements to something called Wine.
Oh yeah, I used to use Wine, I think.
Yeah, and do you know what Wine stands for, by the way?
No.
It literally stands for Wine is not an emulator.
Yeah. What did I use Wine for? I think I used Wine for like
running some kind of Windows
Age of
game on your
Empires.
macOS.
Yeah, Age of Empires.
Yep. And so back in the day, Wine was jank as shit. There was like 50-50 odds the software wouldn't run. More 50-50 odds that if it did run, that it would just fucking crash halfway through using it. Wine was not good. So the thing is, what Wine did was it like spun up a fake Windows file system and like tried to emulate Windows DLL files and shit, and then run Windows executables. And Steam basically went, well, that's not that far off. Like we can just optimize this, improve this. And so that's pretty much what they did. And they built something called Proton, which is basically they took Wine, forked it, made it way, way, way better. And Proton is now, you just install it from command line, just like apt install Proton, and then you just go to your Steam, and then you just go and turn on the setting in your Steam library, in like your Steam settings on Linux, and you can just install Steam straight from the web browser. Like just go to Steam website. These days, a lot of the time they'll just download a .deb file. It's like an exe or whatever. You just double click it and it installs. You can still do all the command line crap if you want to, but there's like these days it is much more like a desktop environment. And yeah, so now, once you turn Proton on, and then you go to your library, all of a sudden, it'll let you download and install literally anything. Not everything works. There's a website called ProtonDB, which like lists games and like how playable they are on Proton.
Yeah.
But like this is how almost all games on the Steam Deck are played, right? And so it's like really well supported. At the moment, games that are verified by Valve is nearly 6,000 games, 5,920.
Yeah.
And then considered playable, according to the community, is 17,680 games. Like, I've already got mastered all running, bro. She's Bing chilling.
You're already using the operating system, are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to you off Debian right now.
Oh, right. That's what you meant before when you were saying you were setting up the audio thing. I didn't realize. I thought you meant that's what you were.
My audio settings out.
Yeah, right. I didn't listen properly. I thought you were doing Yeah, I thought you were doing it like on your computer while you were on the other computer, not actually on the computer. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. No.
Big. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're saying it's sweaty, but mate, you're sounding sweaty. Nothing
when
wrong with that.
When I start my computer, I get to like a screen that lets me just like choose which drive I boot into.
Yep.
So if I don't choose anything, it'll just auto boot into Debian. But if I want to, I can just go down to the Windows bootloader and press that, and it will load Windows still.
Yeah. Just like when I boot my PC, you hold a key down and then you just choose what drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you got macOS or something running as well? Or?
No, I was running Windows 10 on my MacBook until I had this, and I could partition this drive, but I don't really see the need. I've got a OS.
You've got a Mac, yeah. There's no point
And
trying to install Mac OS on something that isn't Apple Silicon. It'll just run like absolute shit no matter what you do.
although mine is the first one before Apple Silicon, so mine's
Was it still on Intel?
mine's the last Intel Mac before
in that case, you could probably install that on your computer if you wanted.
mine's the last Intel before it goes to M1 chipset. So
yeah,
which is
all the versions of
unfortunate.
Mac OS that are optimized for M1 will just straight up like not work.
Yeah, M1 was actually a big jump for the Mac OS operating system. Like we're talking like 20-30%.
I was super skeptical at first when Apple were like, yeah, we're going to make our own silicon. I was like, bro, there's like big companies that make their own silicon that are still trash and have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, seems to have worked.
The shit's hard, but they did very well. Like for what they want it to do, it's perfect. Like it's really, really good. Super, super efficient. Super well optimized. Like good performance considering the form factor. Like
yeah, I think it's like basically inflation is finally catching up with all the big companies that held like monopolies of the market, where they're just trying to shaft all the big guys, and the big guys are like, we've actually got enough capital to try and fork it out in-house now. So fuck inflation, we're going to do it in-house and make our own chipsets.
Although, interestingly enough, what is Apple Silicon nanometers? How many nanometers? That like the amount of optimization they've got left to do though is absolutely out of control. I didn't realize Apple Silicon's basically just an ARM chip. Ooh, okay, that's why it's so power efficient.
What does that mean?
It's like so it mainly uses the ARM architecture. So there's like a few different types of CPU architecture that exist. Back in the day, there was fucking loads. Like back in the 80s and stuff, there was all these different ones, but a few rose to the top. x86 is it's like the instruction set of like physically how the CPU is designed and what instructions it can execute at like a ones and zeros, addition and multiplication and an OR and XOR and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so it'll have like a whole bunch of x86. There's fuckloads of different commands basically that your CPU can do. It's very powerful in terms of it can do heaps of different calculations. ARM is what you call a RISC architecture or a reduced instruction set chip. So reduced instruction set chips they cut away a ton of the like versatility as to like what operations your CPU can do.
Yeah.
And only keeps the ones that are like relative to the sort of tasks that they are expecting the CPU to have to do. Because it doesn't have to be able to do all of them, because sometimes you can do one type of calculation by combining multiple operations of a different type.
Yeah.
And so ARM CPUs are basically what every Snapdragon and like CPU that is in a phone has been since the dawn of smartphones. ARM processors came about in like the 80s or 90s. They get used a lot in embedded systems. They can be really, really tiny. Like they can have fuck all instructions if you really want them to. There's heaps and heaps of variety and like types of ARM processors.
Yeah.
And it looks like Apple Silicon is using ARM architecture, which is what Surfaces have finally started doing. Microsoft Surfaces just putting straight up Snapdragons from like high-end phones and tablets.
Yeah, well,
their laptops now.
Yeah,
but they're still, in my opinion, I don't think that's a powerful enough CPU for like what Microsoft's trying to do, especially with their bloated ass operating system. And it isn't designed to run on that architecture at all.
Oh, and by the way, charge you $2,000 for it as well.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
So what? Oh, we put 2 Snapdragons in our thing. Well, that's 2 phones, so that's $2,000.
Oh, get shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and pay me the RAM, $3,000, bitch. You're like, oh, right.
Yeah, nice.
And so yeah, interesting. Apple Silicon is an ARM-based architecture, and obviously heavily modified to suit